Hello everybody, it's Coach Diane from DianeWhitwright.com, coming to you live, hopefully. Tonight, I started a minute or two ago and it went bloop on me. So hopefully I won't lose my connection any way through. If not, I'll just try again. Today is Monday, December 4th, and it is 8:30. And it is day 15 of my 30-day live video challenge. And I come to you tonight talking about a subject that some people may not know how to deal with. But first, while I'm waiting for somebody to jump on, I'm a little later than normal, but so hopefully people will jump on. But please put in the comment section a 1 if you're watching me live, and when you catch me on the replay, please put in replay. And either way, please let me know where you're watching it, so I can kind of know where my where the number of people, where my people are watching me from. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about this topic, and my topic tonight is, and excuse me, but I'm going to have to use my notes. It's kind of a sensitive subject for me, which I'll talk about here in a minute, but it's, I think, essential to get through the holidays. So my topic is grief and your well-being during the holidays, 4 steps to get you through. And most times, this time of year, most people celebrate and have parties, and it's a festive time of year. And, it's a happy time of year. And sometimes for other people who are dealing with the grief of a loss of a loved one, it's not quite so festive, and it's much harder to deal with. Some people may have lost a friend, a coworker, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, or a spouse or a significant other. And this time of year can be really hard for them because of that loss and the grief that they're going through. And I think, first of all, we need to talk about that everybody grieves differently. There is no set way to grieve, and there's no set length of time for somebody to grieve. There's, some people may grieve 6 months, some people may grieve 6 years. There's just no way of knowing how long the process is going to take for you, and everybody is different, just as everybody's health is different, okay? So that's one thing. A lot of people might say, oh, just get over it, snap out of it, but it's not just that easy. For some people, the grief is so difficult to handle, the loss is so difficult to handle, that it takes a long, long time to get over that grief. So with that said, I want to share a little bit about my story. Some of you may know, but I am a widow of about 13 and a half years, and when my husband passed away, I had 7-year-old twin boys. So over the years, obviously, it was difficult to raise them and to do what I needed to do with them, and then take care of myself at the same time. So I bring this up, and there is a significance with the holidays for me. Thanksgiving, it kind of starts off with not only the family getting together for the holiday, but when my husband and I got married, we got married on December 3rd, which was yesterday, obviously. And yesterday would have been my 23rd wedding anniversary. So for me, it starts with Thanksgiving, because the week that we got married, the week prior to us getting married, we had family in not only for Thanksgiving, but we worked on a lot of different things preparing for the wedding the following weekend. So this part of the holidays, and starting from Thanksgiving all the way through to New Year's, can be difficult for me. Over the years, I've been able to handle that grief and deal with that grief. And again, there is no set length of time that somebody will grieve, and everybody is different. And there's certain triggers that I have, certain days, certain memories that come up. and can make it difficult. One year I had difficulties when it was election day, and people say, why election day? But that was a favorite. My husband was fairly political, and he loved to sit up and watch the election day results. So one year it was just a trigger. Don't ask me what it was, but it was just something that I had a hard time dealing with. Now, since then, I've never had any problems with elections. So that's just one example of just a trigger, and you just never know when that grief may come. So also I want to let you all know that when we think of well-being, we think of eating healthy foods, right? We talk about getting plenty of exercise and eating well, but we also don't really think about having the right mindset to get you through some of those difficult times. And well-being is a whole body experience. It's not just the body, it's the mind, it's the spirit, and how all three of those interconnect to make your well-being, to make you healthy. And if something is out of whack, then that can throw your whole system off. And I don't think a lot of people maybe put two and two together, but it really can be a stressor, dealing with loss. I know I have several friends that this year has been a tough year. They've ended up losing a spouse or another family member, and it's difficult. And the first are really the most difficult, in my opinion, and I think they'll probably agree. But I want you to know that just because it's the holidays, we're all going to deal with it a little different, and it's okay if you're dealing with that stress and grief from the loss of your loved one. And it's okay sometimes to skip the holidays or do something different than make your own new traditions. I know my sons and I did that. The year my husband passed away, we had already talked about doing a trip to Disney World. And after he passed away, I decided to go ahead and do that. It's good to keep life as normal for you and your family members as possible, especially your children. So we went ahead and did that, and we had a blast, and we had memories, and we still talk about them. So one of the things is, maybe if you want to switch things up throughout the holidays this year, it's okay to do that. If that's something that you and your family talk about, and that's how you feel that's best for you to deal with it, then by all means go ahead and do that. And hopefully by talking to your family members, they'll understand that you need to do this just for yourself to help you get through the holidays. Okay? Yeah, I talked about all of that. So, I'm just making sure I catch everything that I wanted to touch base with. So, the 4 steps in getting through the holidays. First, you want to remember to breathe. And that sounds so simple, but it's not. Breathing is just taking one day at a time, one hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, and just remembering to take deep breaths and getting through that maybe anxiety or that sense of wanting to cry. Now I got my nose running. So anyway, that sense of wanting to cry, just taking a deep breath can help you get through that moment. And by deep breathing, it helps you feel more connected to your body. It also brings in more oxygen, and it circulates throughout your body. And so it's just better for you to do that. Take deep breaths, and actually deep breaths are good if you for deep relaxation too. So maybe check with somebody that you know that can a coach that can help you with deep breathing, or maybe get some self-help on either the internet, or I can do maybe at another time I can do some deep breathing exercises, and that might be a good topic to talk about. I'll do the research for you. How's that? That's me and my sociology coming out in me. Sociologist coming out in me. And even though I'm attempting to hold back the little bit of tears that may be starting to flow, it's okay to cry. You don't have to be strong if that urge or that if you're going through that experience and whatever it is it's triggering, it's okay for you to cry. You don't have to be the strong one. Crying can help relieve your stress levels, and it's your body's natural response to feeling sorry or to feeling sorrow or frustration. So by all means, don't hold it in. It's okay to cry. You're not being weak. Men and women both. It's okay for you to cry, and I think a lot of people need to understand that. It is just a natural body reaction to what you're going through at the time. It's a stress reliever. I always found it. A good cry always helps, right, ladies? So yes, it's okay to do that. The third step is to remember to take care of yourself. If you have children, you need to take care of yourself so you're there for them. I remember that being one of the things that I always thought about in the back of my head and tried to always do, is to take care of myself because I needed to be there for my children. So, and I think this goes for any caregiver, any woman, that you need to stop and think about, you need to take care of yourself, because if your health deteriorates, you're not able to take care of those people, and they really do need you and they do count on you. It's not just your children, but if you have children, yes, that's the main concern. But it's also other family members or other people that may live with you. You need to take care of yourself so you are just the best person, the best version of you that you can be. Some of the ways to take care of yourself is to make sure you eat regularly. When you're feeling low or down and kind of down in the dumps, you may not always feel like eating, but it's best that you try and stick to those regular eating times. Eat those snacks in between your regular meals. Doing that helps just keep your blood sugar level, and it helps you get through the day a little bit easier, and you won't be as hungry maybe later on, or you might not be as stressed later on if you keep everything routine. Take walks or exercise. Walking is helpful, maybe walking through the parks or areas through your neighborhood. Just get out and enjoy the nature around you. Enjoy the warmth of the sun. Those kinds of things. And of course, exercise. When you do any type of exercise, that just helps to raise your endorphins, which are your feel-good hormones, and they promote positive feelings and just general well-being throughout. Okay, so please do that. Take a walk. Take a walk and talk to somebody, right? And that I'm skipping ahead on that one. If I find when I'm stressed, coming home and maybe after a long day of work, or just if you're feeling stressed and you need help getting through whatever situation you're dealing with at the time that you're grieving with the loss, drinking a cup of hot tea. Chamomile tea will give you a calming effect, and peppermint if you need some energy. Having peppermint tea, or just putting in some peppermint essential oil into your tea will help give you some energy and help you get through that moment that you need to get through. And if you don't have either one of those, green tea is always a great alternative for whether you need energy or just you need to calm down. But it has such great benefits from it that it is really, really a helpful tea to drink. One other suggestion under caring for yourself is to take a hot Epsom salt bath. It helps you to relax. The magnesium in the Epsom salt will help bring out any tension or stress that you have in your muscles, and that'll just help you relax a little bit better. So in number 4, and I kind of started touching base with that, is to share your feelings and talk with others. take that walk with somebody and just walk through the neighborhood and talk about how you're feeling and what's going on. And it can be you're getting like the best of both. You're getting a little bit of exercise in the sun, but you're also allowing yourself to get your thoughts out to somebody else that's going to listen to you. It may be family, friends. If you're going through maybe a more difficult time and you're feeling really, really low and you feel like you've lost the joy in everyday things, then it may be time for you to maybe talk with a counselor, talk with a pastor, talk with your priest. I know after my husband died, I had both my sons and I also went through therapy. They had therapy with the therapist to help them deal with their issues, but yet I also did my own sessions with her to talk about how I was feeling, not only from the grief and the loss, but how to help my sons get through the process too. So having somebody like that, if you really have starting to lose the joy in everyday life, you definitely need to take care of yourself. Please don't hesitate to get that therapy. A lot of times people think therapy or counseling is for the weak, and that's not at all what that means. It just means that you're going through a difficult time and you just need some extra assistance, okay? So I hope that you get some good information from this. Please share it with somebody if you know somebody that may be grieving a loss of a family member or a friend, co-worker this year, last year. And like I said, it's been 13 and a half years since my husband passed away, and yes, there are times when, especially around the holidays, things aren't always as easy. So definitely reach out and share this with other people, okay? That's one reason I wanted to come on tonight. Not only was yesterday my anniversary, but today I found out that one of my family members is going through a difficult time today, and there's some issues involving around that. So I really felt that I needed to come on and talk about this. So, before I start getting even more teary-eyed, I want to invite you to join my private Facebook group that I have, Coach Diane's Discussion. I'm going to be posting this video there, and I'm also going to be posting more tips on there. There's just so many more tips that I can hand out, not only for you as a grieving person, but those who are trying to help the grieving person. I'm going to put tips on there as well. So please send me I'm going to put a link in the comment section once I'm done with the video. So please go there and let's have a little bit more of a conversation about how you may have dealt with stress and the loss of a family member and a little bit of grief, because again, it does affect your overall well-being. It's not just for the time that you're going through that grief. If you stress and have grief too much and you don't take care of yourself and don't take care of where you're at in your head and everything else, your body will suffer in the long run. With that stress just adds up. And as I've talked about before, it's, inflammation, and inflammation can lead to chronic diseases. So it really is a topic that you need to address. And, I don't think we talk about it as a society as much as we probably should. So please join my group and let's have a good conversation about that. Again, I will post that in the link. So thank you for watching and listening. And please, again, share with friends and family or coworkers that you think might get great benefit from this. And I thank you all very much and hope you have a great night. I love you. Bye. Thanks for watching.